What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And today on the podcast, I will be giving you my no BS tips to survive the holidays, mitigate potential weight gain, and to just honestly thrive through the holidays. Keep stable energy levels, just feel good, make sure your digestion stays pretty solid, and just tips to help you enjoy the holidays too, and not beat yourself up about potential overindulgences and stuff. So anyway, basically 10 tips, holiday survival guide tips or whatever, because it's November. It's officially November. I guess the last podcast dropped in November as well, but it's November the 6th when this drops, and so that means the two biggest holidays of the year that are heavily revolved around parties, foods, gatherings are just around the corner. And during these next about 2 months is when most people gain most of the weight that keeps adding up every year. So most people only gain about 5 to 10 pounds every year if you're not actively trying to maintain your weight. Seems like that tends to be the case. And usually it's during this time. So I thought this would be super helpful just to talk about like strategies and tips and things you can start to implement now that'll just kind of help keep you consistent, help you enjoy the holidays, but also help kind of mitigate some of that potential weight gain that tends to be super common. So anyway, before we dig in, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. If you've benefited from this show, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, if you could share it, that just helps me help more people and debunk a bunch of the crap that's out there. So I'd really appreciate it. And rate the show too if you like it. Again, same thing, helps me get in front of more people and help more people, which is the goal of this show. So anyway, thank you for being here. So let's dig into the tips. So number 1, protein. Protein is one of the most filling foods, macronutrients that you can eat. And making sure you're hitting your protein targets, or even just starting the meal with protein, is going to help mitigate some potential overindulgences, so to speak. So making sure you're eating protein at each meal and you're eating that first. Because protein, as I said, is really filling. So imagine you eat like 8 ounces of steak. Are you going to have room for like a whole plate of fries? Probably not if you eat the steak first. If you eat the fries first, you probably won't be very full at all because there's not a lot of fiber or any protein in there. I'm not saying don't eat the fries. I'm just saying eat the steak first. Same with holiday parties. So what I personally do on Thanksgiving and like Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve dinner, other holiday parties and stuff, I'll try not to snack at the beginning of the party. Usually there's like appetizers and other things. I'll either have one or none depending on what it is. If I don't, like, I'm not a huge cheese and cracker person, and that tends to be the appetizers, or chips also don't really like. So I guess that makes it easier for me. But I know if I do start munching on it, I'm going to probably eat way more than I should. And then I'm still going to be hungry and eat a normal dinner. So what's the point? But if you focused on eating protein first and you told yourself, look, I'm not going to eat those yet, but I'm going to make sure that I get my protein in because I know that my protein's going to help me better connect to my fullness cues and make it so I don't overindulge and overdo it. So that's what I recommend. So the holidays, usually I don't really have a lot of the appetizers, or I'll wait, have the meat, because the cool thing is like Thanksgiving and Christmas, usually there's a ham, a roast, a turkey. That's protein. So usually my first plate will be pretty full up with some protein source, and then maybe I'll add in some vegetables. I'm not a big casserole fan. So sometimes like my Thanksgiving plate is like potatoes and meat and there isn't really anything else on there, but yeah, I don't like casseroles. I don't like gravy that much either. I guess I'm kind of weird. Growing up we didn't eat a lot of that. So, my dad's French, so he did a lot of the cooking. He's very particular. So it was really like meat, vegetable, carb, and the carb and the meat and the vegetable weren't like drenched in a gravy. And we never did casseroles. I had never had a casserole till I started dating my husband, so I don't really like them. It depends, but not a huge fan. So, anyway, but I eat the protein first. Then if I still have some room, I'll have some of the carbs and stuff. But I know I'm a big pie person. So I'm going to want a big piece of apple pie. I've talked about this before. My mother-in-law makes the best apple pie. So I know, eat the protein first, get some of the sides. Because as I said, I don't really like the sides that much. It doesn't really do much for me. This is a personal thing. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat the sides. But I know I'm going to want a big piece of pie, maybe 2 pieces. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit leaner earlier on so that I can have more of those nice sweet treats at the end of the night. But doing the protein first helps keep me full, helps me not overindulge on the pie because I'm so full from all the protein that even though I want to eat like half the pie, I physically can't do it. So, number 1, protein first. Number 2, prioritize movement. During the holidays, especially in Utah, snow is coming, winter is here, it's getting cold, sun is setting really early. The next 2 months, for most people, you have to be a lot more intentional about movement. Your kids' sports are probably ending. They probably don't have practice outside anymore. You can't go on a walk while they're playing their sports. And as I said, sun's setting early. I hate daylight savings. I hate it. So you have to be really intentional about your movement. Something that's been a huge game changer for me, and I recently brought it out of the garage, is my walking pad. I mean, today's a great example. It's 2 p.m. and I only have 5,000 steps. So I'm pretty behind, obviously. But anyway, get a walking pad. You can get one for literally $100 on Amazon if you work from home, or even if you don't work from home, but you live in an area where the sun's setting really early during the winter and it snows. And so like after dinner, going on a walk is not in the cards. Getting a walking pad is a great way just to have on hand a place where you can walk. You can put your show on your computer or TV, put your walking pad there and watch a show and just get more movement in. So be more intentional about movement and try to at least go on a walk daily. Because another thing with the winter season, I think part of why people gain a lot of weight during these next 2 months is because it's winter. So as I said, sun setting earlier, it's cold, snow. People aren't getting outside as much. They're not doing as many activities. Maybe you ski or snowboard, but that's probably 1 day a week if you work full time. If you don't, you're super lucky. But yes, so be intentional about movement. Invest in something that's going to make it easier for you to get more movement in. And that's going to really help. Number 3, strength train. You knew this was coming. You're listening to the Fit Habit Life podcast. We talk about strength training all the time. It's so beneficial for every aspect of health. But in general, strength training, even if you do overindulge a little bit on the calories, that's going to strength training in general helps your metabolism. But use strength training if you're eating in a bit of a surplus, like you're eating more calories than your body's burning. A lot of those calories will be partitioned into muscle tissue. So the benefit's twofold. Just in general, strength training helps your metabolic health, makes you more active, makes your body burn more calories at rest. But also, if you do overindulge, which most of us will during this time, at least the weight that you are gaining is muscle tissue, which will help improve your health in the long term. And really, you don't need to do it every day. I say most of my clients 2 to 4 times a week. I have some that have a workout program. The volume's low, but it's a daily thing just to get them into the practice of strength training and build that habit. That's another great way to do it, like 1 to 2 exercises a day. But really, you only need like twice a week to see most of the benefits from strength training. If you're only training twice a week, though, I would recommend doing some sort of full body split, because otherwise, you're not going to be hitting every muscle group twice, which is ideal for muscle building and sending that signal. So anyway, 2 to 4 times a week, and really 30 minutes to an hour. So ideally, you should be able to allocate 2 hours a week to yourself. If you can't, that's why the 15 minutes a day, like 1 to 2 exercises a day, works super well for a lot of my clients, especially the moms. So definitely try that out if you haven't done that before. But yeah, just twice a week. Strength training, but stay consistent with that. That's going to help. As I said, twofold. And number 4, hydrate. During this season, it's colder, so people tend to drink less water just because it's not hot out. Like, especially in Utah in the summer, it's like in the 90s a lot of the time, or higher elevation, closer to the sun. It's pretty hot, so people are drinking a lot of water, but when winter hits, it's cold. Clouds are out most of the time. It's snowing, maybe we're not getting outside as much. People aren't drinking as much water, and that'll impact your hunger cues, your energy levels, your cognitive function, your digestion. So really make sure to have a water bottle with you. Stay hydrated. And hydration doesn't necessarily need to be water. It could be tea. You could have herbal tea throughout the day. It could be coffee. Coffee does hydrate you. There's a myth that it dehydrates you. I don't know where it came from, but it doesn't. So yeah, any sort of fluids. Obviously, caveat with coffee, don't want to have it close to bedtime because that will disrupt your sleep, which is a whole nother thing. So yeah, caffeine, want to cut that out ideally 10 plus hours before bed. I did not do a good job of that today. I had a ghost at like an hour and a half ago, hour 15 ago. So finished by 1, but I go to bed at 9. So I didn't quite listen to my own advice there. It was a long day. Tired day. Anyway. But hydration can be other fluids too. So, yes, ideally not soda. We don't like soda at Fit Habit Coaching. Diet soda's fine, but regular soda, empty calories, on occasion totally fine, but don't want to be drinking that on a regular basis. Number 5, sleep matters. Like a lot. A lot. Obviously, I'm not talking about New Year's Eve. Like, stay up late, watch the ball drop, enjoy, But, just in general, like during this time, things can get a little crazy and people deprioritize themselves. And sometimes they'll, stay up later to help their kids with projects or clean up the house for the family guest that's arriving or whatever. But when you're not sleeping well or you're not sleeping enough, that's going to change your hunger signals. That's going to affect your energy levels. That's going to affect your hormones. And the holidays are stressful enough. We don't want to elevate cortisol if we can manage that. We want to have as much energy as possible because some relatives are super draining. So, being around family can be a lot for some people, right? So you got family, you got things to plan for, people to host, work deadlines to finish up. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you got taxes to bookkeeping to finalize, or you have certain targets to hit by the end of the year, right? There's enough stressors going on. You don't want to make yourself less resilient by decreasing the amount of hours slept. So, and as I said before, it also dysregulates all of your hormones. So your hunger hormones, your fullness hormone, there's a hormone leptin. It kind of regulates your hunger signals. So it tells you when you're full. And if you've ever had a poor night of sleep, you've probably felt ravenous that day. Today is one of those days. Thankfully, that ghost kind of suppressed my appetite a little bit with the caffeine in there. But yeah, poor night of sleep, that's going to cause increase in hunger and decrease in fullness. And so ghrelin is the hunger hormone. And so ghrelin tells you when you're hungry. And so usually that's elevated on poor nights of sleep. And I think for a lot of reasons, but primarily it's like you don't have as much energy. And so your body's like, give me calories to make energy. So yeah. So sleep, very important. It's going to help with stress, going to help mitigate potential overeating and overindulgences, going to help make sure you're in a great mood, or as great a mood as you can be during the hecticness. So sleep matters a lot. Number 6, this might shock you, but enjoy the holidays. Enjoy them. As a coach, if your coach tells you not to eat Thanksgiving dinner and to bring a Tupperware to your Thanksgiving meal, or to skip out on Christmas dinner, or skip out on parties, or skip out on events with friends and family members because the food is not healthy, like, fire that coach. Fitness is meant to support your life, not take away from it. During this season, go to the events with your friends and family members. Enjoy it. It's not the end of the world if you eat pizza every now and then. It's not the end of the world if you have a piece of pie. If you have some, I don't know, what's like a Christmas thing? Trying to think. Hot cocoa. If you have some hot cocoa. I love hot cocoa. So like, enjoy those moments. Just, and no offense, but just don't eat like an asshole. Like, that's the one key there, right? So people tend to, and what I've noticed is allowing yourself to enjoy these moments, be present, be with friends and family members, have a piece of that dessert, have some hot cocoa, and not restrict it. That helps you mentally not overindulge on those things. What I used to struggle with is I would tell myself I couldn't eat things, and then when I'd get presented those things, I would overindulge and go crazy. And that's what caused a lot of problems for me. That's why I was super overweight, because when I finally had the freedom to eat whatever I wanted, I ate like crap all the time. I was like 50 pounds heavier than I am now. As an athlete, like, I was working out a lot, and I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. So, point being, enjoy the moments. Just be mindful. Like, if you're full, like, listen to your body, and just, even if you want to eat some more of that, maybe you take it home and you have some the next day, right? You don't need to push your body to an uncomfortable level of fullness. Just eat till you're full, even a little bit before you're full, and just enjoy it. Be present, enjoy the moment. Spend time with loved ones. That's a really important part of your health as well. Like, having good relationships, healthy relationships, a good community to be around. So don't neglect that. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. But on the days that you don't have parties, just go back to your normal routine. Have 3 meals, protein, fiber centered. Get your workout in, get your steps in, stay hydrated, get your sleep dialed in, get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Because part of the problem too that I've noticed with clients and myself is, because it's the holidays, you're like, well, every day is a holiday. I've got 2 weeks off, Christmas, New Year's, whatever. Every day I'm going to eat all this stuff and overindulge and do the thing. And that's where the problem happens. Because put on 1 pound of body fat, you need to eat 3,500 more calories than your body burns. So that's a lot of calories. Like, really, that's a lot. That's like an entire pie. Yum. But so that's a lot. So it is really hard to gain a pound. And so it's not in one day that people do it. It's the back to back to back to back days that people overindulge. The one caveat I'll say, back to the like, enjoy the holidays, the moments, something to be wary of, or not wary, but mindful of, is alcohol. Because alcohol is not very filling. Alcohol can be really calorie dense. So like, I don't drink cocktails, so I'm not sure, but I know I like really fancy beer. I like fancy beer that's like 10% plus alcohol. So one of those fancy beers can be like 300 to 400 calories. So if you have 4 of them, it'd be a lot. I'd be in the hospital. I don't have very high alcohol tolerance. I have like a beer, maybe half a beer once a month. So it's not a good example. I couldn't do it. But point being is like, if you had like 4 of those, that'd be like putting on almost half a pound of fat. So, and a lot of people, depending on the holiday or habits or people they hang around, they might be drinking all day. And so like, I'm thinking like, usually if I drink, it's like before dinner sort of thing, not late at night, not all day, not early in the day. I don't think I've ever, college is another story, but like since I've been an adult, I don't think I've drank before like 2 p.m. ever. So anyway, but if you're drinking all day, like that adds up, and you could easily have 6 plus beverages. And again, they can be 200 to 300 calories. And they're not filling. So those add up. And so just be mindful of alcohol. But if you want to have some, enjoy it. Just don't make it a habit and a pattern. And as I said, that tends to be the problem. It's like one day leads people to justify the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. And that's where they end up gaining those 5 to 10 pounds over the next 2 months. It's not like one day that's going to do it. It's the continued days that add up that are going to do it. And so this is the biggest one. And this is the type of people that work with me, or the type of people that I am. Like this is me, is trying to make up for it. Trying to add in extra workouts to burn off those calories, trying to punish yourself and over restrict the next day, trying to fast, remove carbs, and beat yourself up for one night of overindulgences. To be honest, it's probably going to happen. You're probably going to overeat one time during the holiday season. That's okay. Just get back to the basics. As I talked about, like it's really hard to gain 1 pound of body fat. The scale fluctuates all the time due to water retention, sodium, carbohydrates, inflammation. Poor night of sleep can cause you to hold on to more water, get puffy, which causes the scale to spike. So again, one night of overindulgence, the scale will for sure be up the next day, but you did not put on a pound of body fat. Unless you literally had like an entire pie or like 10 beers. So remember that, put that in context. The scale might fluctuate, but one day is not going to make you fat. So just get back to your basic habits and everything will get back to normal. So no more all or nothing thinking. And the holidays, depending on if you have kids, if you're hosting, they can be super chaotic. And so what I recommend is, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel super chaotic, pick a couple habits that you can anchor down in and stay consistent with those. And that's going to help you just in everything. Like, because I've noticed personally, if I'm active and I'm staying committed to my workout, I'm probably just going to make better food choices because I'm working out and I want to reap the benefits of my strength training. So I don't want to eat like an asshole. I don't want to skip out on protein. I don't want to feel bad. Like, depending on certain foods can cause me feel uncomfortable. So like if I eat too much processed foods or if I eat out a lot, I don't feel very good. So I tend to avoid that, especially if I'm consistent with my training. So find 1 or 2 habits to anchor in, and usually those will lead to a bunch of other positive benefits as well. Like I said with the working out, when I'm working out, I prioritize my sleep because I know if I'm not sleeping 7 to 9 hours, the working out I might not be recovering as well from my workouts, which won't give me those benefits, that recovery, that rebuilding of the muscle tissue that I've broken down during my training sessions. Won't be as effective or efficient. So keep that in mind. Like, what are the 1 or 2 things that you do that lead to other positive benefits? And just dial in on those. Just focus on those 1 to 2 things. And that will help lead to the other things and just help you stay consistent overall and feel good, which is the goal. During the holiday seasons, as I said, things are chaotic for everybody. Some people have to host. Some people have kids. Some people have deadlines. Some people have, I don't know. I talked about other things. There's probably, I can't remember, but end of the year, like work deadlines, school, kids are coming home for the holidays, organizing, gift shopping, wrapping, all the things. So don't add more to your plate. Just try to find some things that can help you feel good and keep your energy levels stable during this busy, crazy season. And number 10, remember, consistency is greater than perfection. Perfection does not exist. If you're trying to be perfect, you won't be, and that can lead to the all or nothing mindset, because you're like, well, if I can't do this perfectly, why even do it? I was talking with a client about this yesterday. It's like, that mindset is why you're not able to make progress right now on your nutrition, because you're like, if I can't track everything, why track it all? But that's the wrong mindset to have, right? It's like, okay, maybe I can't track everything, but if I can track one meal, that's going to give me more data so that I can better help you, right? Because if I can't see what you're eating, it's hard for me to help. So same thing there, right? Doesn't have to be tracking, but like, let's say you don't have an hour and your workout takes an hour. You only have 30 minutes. Do the first half of your workout. That's better than not doing it at all. And so remembering that in your brain, like, what can I do given the circumstances? Doing something is always better than doing nothing. And so oftentimes the people that are stuck in that all or nothing mindset, they won't do anything because they're like, well, I can't do it perfectly, so why does it even matter? And it's like, well, you're sitting here doing nothing when you could have done 2 of the 4 exercises, right? And doing something is going to move the needle. Doing nothing is going to make you not only stay the same, but oftentimes get worse. Because when you don't make changes, the current habits that you have are why you're at where you're at now. So, anyway, hopefully this episode was beneficial to you. And remember, like, these things, they're not hard rules. They're just guidelines that have helped me, have helped clients. Just stay consistent during the busy, tough seasons and make progress, even when things aren't perfect. So that's why I like these 10 guidelines for the holidays, because they're manageable, they're doable, they can be committed to, and they're not too much. They don't add too much to your plate. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. If you follow through on these, I can guarantee, though, that you'll be proud of yourself, and maybe you put on a pound or 2, but you won't put on 10 pounds if you follow these habits. You'll probably be able to maintain those results that you've been getting. So, and then once you hit January and, things kind of slow down, you'll be set up for success in whatever next fitness venture you decide to embark on. So, anyway, if this was helpful, please rate the show, share it to someone else you think this might help, and subscribe for the next episode. I release episodes Mondays and Thursdays, so twice a week. So if you subscribe, you'll be first to know when they drop. And next week, I believe, if things work out like I'm planning them too. I will be dropping something. So if you haven't already, sign up for my email list, and you can do that by downloading that fat loss guide below or filling out that metabolic quiz and getting your free personalized blueprint, metabolic blueprint. So fill those out, join my list, because I'll be dropping something really awesome next week that will really help you stay consistent during the holidays if it's something you've struggled with in the past. So anyway, hope you all have a great one, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.